Today we're going to be finding volume using the formula length times width times height. Here's the formula right here. Volume is how many units you can fit inside of a 3D shape, like this rectangular prism here. So we are going to do your label, your length, your width, and your height. Now, if you have a piece of paper or your math notebook with you, I would go ahead, you can pause the video and try it. What is the length times the width times the height? And you can plug it right into a calculator. But if I were to do it here, length times width times height, 10 times 6 times 4, 10 times 6 is 60, times 4 is 240. Now my unit would be inches, but I would have inches times inches times inches. So that's inches to the third power. So I would actually say that this is 240 cubic inches, or inches cubed. Okay, now when I go over to here, it's a little bit different because I'm dealing with mixed numbers. I'm still going to label length, width, height, and I'm still going to multiply length times width times height. Okay, but when I have mixed numbers, I would first try to see if you can turn them into a decimal. If they easily turn into decimals, then you can plug them into your calculator and you're good to go. For example, if I'm looking here at 1 1/2, I know that a half is 0.5. If I didn't know that, I could plug into my calculator 1 divided by 2, and I would get 0.5. So 1 1/2 is 1.5. All right, my 1 inch is fine. My 3 3/4, okay, if I'm looking at quarters, I have 3/4. I know what that is. But if you don't, then you're taking 3 and you're dividing it by 4 in your calculator, and you get 0.75. So this is 3 3/4 would be 3.75. So now when I come down here to do my formula, I'm doing 1.5 times 1 times 3.75. Right? And I'm gonna, if you plug that right into your calculator, you would end up with 5.625, I believe. And that's okay to keep it as a decimal. Okay, and then it is inches still, and it's inches cubed, or cubic inches. Okay, we're going to do one more example with mixed numbers next, in which you can't really change them into a fraction or a decimal because they'll be repeating. So look at the next example for one of those.